Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be The River from the classic album of the same name. Thanks very much to Patreon Patrick Dennehy for the request. and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is in the key of E minor. The original was actually done on a 12-string guitar, so if you have one, that's great. If not, standard acoustic will be fine. And the tempo is approximately 114 BPM, give or take. Cool, so let's go through the chords that are used first. You've got basically 8 chords predominantly that are used. So first one, E minor. So middle and third fingers on the 2nd fret of the A and the D strings. Then C major, then root note, A string, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0 there. A classic D major chord, open D string, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B, middle finger, 2nd fret E. Okay, and then we also got a G major. Again, Bruce sometimes plays it with his 2nd, 3rd and 4th, or maybe not even with his middle at all, where he's blocking the A string, especially if you're not playing it too much. So G major, 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers, or 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Now you've also got a G over F sharp. Now this is predominantly comes into play when he's strumming the chords, when he's kind of doing this G and the G over F sharp, which is kind of like a passing chord to get to the E minor. Okay, but in the intro, what we're actually going to do is just play the 2nd fret E string. But in the song structure, which I'll also put up on the screen now, again, the song structures will also be in the description. So in the song structure, I've just simply keep it consistent. I'll put it down as a G over F sharp. But in the actual intro, in the very first bar, he's actually only just going to play the 2nd fret E string. Okay, so hopefully you'll find those song structures useful. Cool. They're always in the description. Okay, cool. So that was D major, G over F sharp. Then we've also got an A minor chord. So fretwise 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, root note A string. Then you also got a C add 9 chord. So now what Bruce actually is doing, I think he's mixing it up between a C chord and then occasionally adding the 9th. So what you could do is actually just add your little finger to a C on the 3rd fret B, you've got a C add 9 chord, or just play a standalone C add 9 chord, so 3, 2, 0, 3, 0. So in the song structure I've kept it more consistent, but feel free to play around with the C and the C add 9 because Bruce will randomize it quite a lot and he won't play it the same way twice. Okay, so that's all the chords. Okay, so let's now take a look at the intro. So the intro, again, intro, first verse, pretty much all kind of picking. Okay, so with the pick, you got some really nice stuff going on here. So the first bar, what we've got, and pretty much all the rhythms, in fact, all the rhythms apart from bar 4, you're going to have this rhythm: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So that's 1 crotchet or quarter note, then 6 quavers or 8th notes. Okay, so it's worth bearing in mind the rhythm. Now picking wise, I'm actually going to do this down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Just so it sort of suits the style of picking that we're doing. So E minor to start with, play the open E string, then upstroke on the 2nd fret D, then downstroke open G, then up on the B and the G. And then you're going to do open E, which is kind of this passing note, then 2nd fret E string. Okay, and then you're on to the 2nd bar. So you got this: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Cool, and then you got the G major, so you can either do it with your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, which you might prefer if you're doing that run like this. Yeah, because it means you're setting yourself up like that. So G, and then open G string, so G note on the E string, 3rd fret E, then open G, open B, then 3rd fret E, upstroke, and then upstroke on the open B, and then open G, open B. So again, I find that picking pattern works better. So down, up, down, up, rather than strict alternate picking. Okay, so let's play the first 2 bars, 1 and 2. Cool. Then the same kind of thing, but with D major. Again, you're just playing it from the D string there. So open D, then the G string, B string, E, B, G, B, with that picking pattern down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and then you've got this kind of passing chord. So in the song structure, I've put C and then a G over B. Okay, so C major, In fact, this is one chord I didn't mention. G over B, I think he's playing this mainly only in bar 4, where you put your middle finger 2nd fret A and then little finger 3rd fret B. So half a bar of bar 4, you got this, and down, up, down, up. So this bar, you're going to do strict alternate picking. I think that's going to work the best. Down, up, and then the G over B. Okay, and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so middle finger 2nd fret A, upstroke 3rd fret B, open G, 3rd fret B. Okay, so just play those first 4 bars. Really nice passage there. Again, you've got the harmonica going in the background. And then the same sort of picking pattern that we've had in the first 3 bars with the A minor. So open A, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, and then B, G, D, G. Now with this G major, it sounds like he's kind of picking a different set of strings, the same rhythm as you had in bar 2. Okay, so E string, then D, G, B, G, D, G. Okay, and then you've got a C major, same picking as with the A minor. And then you've got, sounds like he's ringing out this B string 1st fret for the last bar of the intro, and then go the same picking pattern as you had in the previous bar from beat 2. Okay, so his last 2 bars are 1 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Of course, it's a really nice intro, and I think that's pretty close to the original. But feel free; it doesn't have to be exact if you think something slightly different is happening there. Cool. So let's go through the 8 bars of the intro. Again, it doesn't matter if you get the odd note wrong here and there, as long as it's kind of it's pretty consistent, and you've got the main techniques. Yep. So feel free to vary up for the rest of the song as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the 1st and 2nd verses. So predominantly they're very similar, apart from the 2nd verse, you can be maybe a little bit more aggressive with the picking and maybe add a few more notes. And also in the first verse, sorry, you've got an extra bar at the end, which is just a rest before you go into that first chorus. Okay, so let's look at the 1st and then the 2nd verse. Okay, so what we've got, it starts off the same as you did in the intro. Then G, B major. It's all that pretty much the same as the intro. And then you've got these, I've suggested a C add 9, and feel free to change those up. Doing C add 9 one time, maybe do C the next time. And then you've got the C add 9, so 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, same rhythm, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then E minor, 1, but without that extra. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so here I'm just doing the open E string, and the D, and the G, then B, G, D, G. Okay, and then G major, same as bar 2. Okay, and then what we've got is we've got C major again. Okay, and then G major. Okay, then after that we've got C major for 2 bars. And then we've got this split bar. Okay, so the split bar, this is the in brackets in the song structure. I've got it down as half bar of G, half bar of G over F sharp. Okay, and this is what I've suggested doing. Strict alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm going to hit the 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the E string. Okay, and it's something like this, where he's doing 3rd fret lower E, then open D, open G, open D, and then go to the 2nd fret, which is the G over F sharp. Okay, so that's that whole bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all quavers or 8th notes, and then that bar of E minor again. Then A minor, kind of pick the same as this C. bar of the classic G, and classic bar of C. Again, feel free to mix this up as well. Use this as kind of a foundation, and then you can kind of use your own bits or change it up a little bit. You don't want to be doing the exact same sort of thing all the time. Just, you know, so nice and loose and vary it up. Okay, so, and then after that bar of C, you've just got that one bar of rest. So what I'll do, again, do the same sort of thing for the second verse, but just maybe a little bit more picking, a little bit more aggressive with the picking there. So I'll go through the whole of the first verse. Okay. Oops. G, D, C add 9, E minor, G, C major, G, C, C again, the split bar of G over F sharp, and then G over F sharp, E minor, A minor, for 2 bars, G, C major, 1, and then 4 beats after that, full bar, before you go into the first chorus. Okay, cool. So then basically I'm going to go through the third and fourth verses. So all I'm suggesting here is actually, I think, because it's kind of gradually building up and the dynamics are building up, is maybe just do the same thing, same chord structure as you've had in the first and second verses, but just strum it using this classic down, down, up, miss, up, down, up pattern that we've done so many times, and thousands of other bands and artists use it as well. So that strumming pattern again is 1 crotchet or quarter note, and then 6 quavers or 8th notes, but one of them is tied on the start of beat 3. So you've got this down, down, up, miss, up, down, up, or 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, so let's go through that, but with strumming. So with the verse chords that we've had in first verse and second verse, but with strumming now. Okay, so we've got E minor, then G, then D, C add 9, E minor, G, C, and then G, then C for 2 bars. Now instead of doing this that we had in the first and second verses, you might want to mix it up and do some strumming instead. So the strumming pattern I've put in the tab, just going like this, just down, down, up, down, down, up. A classic kind of strumming pattern for 2 chords. So that's going 1 crotchet, 2 quavers, or 1 quarter note, 2 8th notes, down, down, up. And just do the same, but putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret, making sure you're blocking that A string out. So this is the 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then E minor, then A minor for 2 bars, then 1 bar of G, and 1 bar of C. So just do that all again. So you can do the same sort of thing for the third and fourth verses, or what you could even do is kind of mix up the picking and strumming a little bit. So you could even do something like that. So that kind of technique you could use and use that in the song as well, which Bruce clearly does. So yeah, just go through the structure of the third verse, fourth verse. So D, C add 9 or C, E minor, G, C, G, then C, then split bar, A minor for 2 bars, 1 bar of G, 1 bar of C. Cool, so the harmonica solo that comes in after the second chorus, you're basically just doing the same as the verses that we've just done, the third and fourth verses. All we've got to remember, there's an extra bar of C at the end of the harmonica solo. Cool, so again, feel free to listen to the track and come up with your own kind of variations and picking patterns. Work on dynamics as well, because obviously it gets kind of slightly louder in the choruses as well. So you're bringing it up in the choruses and then bringing it back down for most of the verses. Cool, so let's go through the chorus section. So again, I suggest this strumming here as well. The first chorus and the second chorus pretty much the same. So the structure for the first and second choruses go like this. Okay, so E minor, C, and D, G, E minor, C, and D, C. So nice and simple. Again, a lot of it's about the vocal melody and the storytelling that Bruce is doing in this awesome song. So that's again, it's a nice common 8-bar phrase, not too crazy to remember. So in the third, and then basically for the rest of the song, it's all about how many times you do that 8-bar structure. So in the third verse, third chorus, you're doing it twice. There's a double chorus at the end of the song, and in the outro, he's kind of doing all the humming and things like that. On the backing track that I've made for this, basically said to do it 3 times. I think it fades out on the 3rd time on record. So the backing track I've made, I've done a full 3 rounds of that chorus progression, that 8-bar progression, and then just finish on an E minor. Okay, so it's not too complicated actually, this song. Got a lot of repeating parts. Again, if you're fiddling around with the picking, can be a little bit challenging to start with. So for example, the intro and the first verse. So when I recorded this, it was with a click track, because obviously there's no other instruments that come in until the first chorus. So that will be something to practice as well. Cool, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much again to patron Patrick Dennehy for the request. And any backing tracks or guitar profiles or guitar PDFs and requests, that's all done via Patreon. Plus any guitar solo videos that I've done in the last sort of 4 months and ongoing, they'll be available on Patreon as well. So that's patreon.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar. Hopefully check it out. Cool, and I will see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.